Hello my crafty companions. Today in this video we're going to talk about polycotton fabric and what's available here at our little haberdashery shop at Lowestoft. In total there are 150 rolls of polycotton available here. I've just this minute counted them just so I know for sure. Anyway, we're not going to show you all of them, we're just going to pick out a few of our favourites. So we've got about 30 designs here that I thought I'd show you in this little video. So let's start with some florals. How about that? We did a video about vintage patterns recently, so that's very 70s I think. Quite a nice cheerful design. And here's two more, a pink and a navy. Very 70s. I seem to remember having something made for me by an older sister out of this when I was a little girl, so I'm quite happy to have those designs again. These two more, same design but different colourways. So blue background, white background, but little red, almost Tyrolean flowers. Again, very pretty, vintage and all round lovely. There's a couple more. Again, same design but different colourways. Quite a Victorian style on that. So just as a side note about the polycotton, it's 80-20 mix, so enough cotton to be comfortable in wear and enough polyester to make it easy care. And the dyes used in the process are Ecotex, because at my little shop here at Lowestoft I won't sell any fibre that isn't Ecotex. Alright, and then here's a couple more. A nice sort of 60s, 70s design again in two colourways. And nice little ditzy one. And a very bright, vibrant daisy one. How pretty are those? When I was about 5 years old I'd have loved a dress made out of that. Not now though. Not now I'm 60 something. Alright, there's another floral one. Quite nice too. So just a note about the weight of the polycotton fabric. It's about 110 grams per square metre, the weight. So you can see here on the piece that's draped in the window. It's quite a lightweight fabric. It's classed as a poplin, so there's a high thread count and it's quite lightweight and drapes quite nicely. So let's go on to some little ditzy ones. I'll have to hold these the other way because the design will be wrong otherwise. Here we go. So we've got hot air balloons and sailing ships. So quite appropriate for around here. And bumblebees, if you like that sort of thing, which I do. So that's quite a nice ditzy little print. And we've got some animals here. So foxes with a pink background, tigers with a blue background. So all of these are suitable for craft. You could use them for dressmaking. They'd certainly be all right for blouses. If you wanted to make skirts or trousers, there'd need to be some sort of lining. How about that? Those doggies. But for things like shoe bags, pencil cases, little aprons, the fabric's ideal. Look how nice that is. Elephants and rainbows. This one's quite good fun as well. Little zoo animals in aeroplanes. This is fun. Look at that. Aliens. That's the sort of thing that my husband Peter would like a shirt making out of. And this one. Look at that. Robots. So I might get my machine out at some point. Not today and not tomorrow either, but possibly the day after. How about this? Dinosaurs in pink. How lovely is that? More dinosaurs, sort of ditzy dinosaurs in multicolours. And these ones here in primary colours, again, lovely little dinosaurs. There's a couple more prints here, which are woodland animals. So we've got a nice terracotta shade and a nice sage green shade. So again, they're lovely. And here we have some multicoloured elephants. I like elephants. My older brother actually went to a place at Kenya where they do elephant rescue, and I follow the organisation on my Facebook page, and it's called the Sheldrake Elephant Sanctuary. So that's a little side note about something I'm interested in. There's some little purdy cats, navy blue backgrounds and green backgrounds, so they're quite sweet. And we have another stack of fabric here. You getting bored yet? I'm not. So let's have a look at some whimsical ones. So we've got a nice purple and grey, sort of princess themed, with little castles on it, little tiaras, and pretty dresses. Here's another fairy tale theme with a lilac background, a little Cinderella coach, and little castles. And here we have unicorns with a purple background and rainbows. And this one's nice. So this sort of thing is ideal for making like jam pot covers, or you know, something for your kitchen with the strawberries on it. Here's one with little ladybirds on it. Oh, these two are pretty. I'll show you these together. I might actually use these to make myself some summer clothing. So we've got the purple, the butterflies, we've got the purple and the coral. So they're quite nice. So appropriate theme for where we live. Fishes, cartoon fishes. Another whimsical one. There, look, unicorns and rainbows. Nice fluorescent pink. How about this one then? Gummy bears. This one's nice. Smiley suns with hearts and clouds. Isn't that cheerful? These two are cute. So these are like a patchwork, but they have these delightful little teddy bears on them. Can you see? With the hearts in between. So they're quite nice. I could imagine those used for quilts. A couple more whimsical ones. Look at those, purple and a pink version. So we've got fairies, butterflies with a moon motif on there as well. And here we have two strawberry designs. I don't think it shows up on camera, but one's got a white background and one's got an ivory background. And these are lovely. Grey, pink and yellow butterflies. Isn't that pretty? And the last two I'm going to show you today have insects on them. So little ladybirds, butterflies, little daisies and leaves in two colourways. So that'll give you some idea of what we've got available here at the Haberdashery at Lowestoft, what we've got available in the polycottons. So useful fabric, hard wearing, and mostly whimsical and lovely. So good for beginner projects and that sort of thing. So I hope you enjoyed the little insight into what we've got, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that it's quite interesting to see what goes on here at our little haberdashery.